Hello and welcome to Pizza 360. I'm Lee Perea. Joining us today via Skype is our special guest, Mr. Jason Feirman of I Dream of Pizza. He has chronicled his pizza adventures in New York since 2008 in his popular blog that has been featured, along with Jason, in dozens of national media outlets for his expertise in pizza. Well, hello and welcome to the show, Jason.
Thanks for having me.
Now tell us a little bit about I Dream of Pizza. What's the story behind it?
It sort of goes back to the summer of 2008. New York Magazine had published this article about the 5 best pizza places in each of the 5 boroughs in New York City. And I'd never been to any of them. So I called up a bunch of friends and I said, hey, let's try these places. So that summer, every other week, so over the course of 10 weeks, we went around to a different pizza place and tried it. So I sort of started a pizza club, and after continuing doing that for a couple months, I decided that I wanted an outlet to write about pizza. It had always been my favorite food, and the pizza scene in New York was sort of going under this revolution at the time where all these Neapolitan pizza places were opening up, and so I started this blog initially as an offshoot of Pizza Club, and it sort of grew from there.
We always hear the term New York style pizza, but New York pizza is a little more complex, isn't it?
Yeah, when I think of a New York style pizza, I typically think of it as, a quick slice that you grab at that corner shop, after a couple drinks at the bar on a Saturday night, and it's usually thin crust, it's a little greasy, it comes on a paper plate, you eat it standing at a table, and that to me is sort of the quintessential New York slice, but certainly many people have taken that to different levels and tried to adapt the New York slice to give it their own sort of flair, and I think you really need to do that in such a crowded pizza economy.
There's the classics, but then there's a lot of new guys on the scene. Can you tell us a bit about some of the new pizza trends you see in New York?
Yeah, so certainly for the past 4 or 5 years, in New York, there's been a plethora of Neapolitan pizza places opening. Starting with Motorino and Pauly G's and Roberta's and Forcella. Now there's dozens and dozens. And, I think at least 10 years ago, if you wanted a great Neapolitan pie, you really had to get on a plane and go to Naples. And that's certainly not the case anymore. There's really great Neapolitan pizza places right here in New York. And people have tried to even play on that. So there was a trend here for a while with fried pizza dough. A Montanara pie, and that's where you basically fry the dough before topping it and then baking it. So everyone's sort of looking for different types of things they can do to stand out.
Okay, let's talk about the New York City Pizza Run. What is it and how did it get started?
Yeah, so the NYC Pizza Run is an annual event that I put on. The 5th annual Pizza Run was this past September, and what the Pizza Run is it's a 2-mile race around Tompkins Square Park in New York's East Village, where participants have to stop and eat a slice of pizza before they can continue on the route. It's 4 laps around the park, 3 slices of pizza, and it's a ton of fun. I guess I'd been blogging about pizza for a couple years and really wanted to put on some sort of pizza-related event. And I figured New Yorkers love to run and they love to eat pizza, so why not combine the two into an all-encompassing event? And it's been a big hit so far. It's sold out every year, and we have some people that come back every single year to run it. So definitely one of my favorite days of the year.
So is there one pizzeria that remains your favorite even after trying so many?
Yeah, my all-time favorite is DeFaro, which I mentioned, which is in Midwood, Brooklyn. It's hands down the best pizza I've ever had. I would, wait hours and hours, for it. It's a destination pizza place. I think it's, to me, just the most delicious thing I've ever eaten. And, I think it's difficult to have a serious pizza discussion with someone unless they've been there. I've occasionally come across people who say, it's a little overrated or it's not their favorite. And, I can understand that, but if you've never been there and you want to make the case for a place that's, the best pizza or your favorite pizza place, I say you got to go to DeFaro and then we'll talk.
From your perspective as a devoted pizza consumer, what are the most common mistakes that pizzeria operators make? Where are they screwing up?
You'll oftentimes go into a pizzeria and they'll have 15, 20, 25 pies, and it's very, very difficult to do all of those pies well. So what I would recommend is focusing on 6 or 7 pies and figuring out what the best sellers are, and what customers' preferences are. I think there's such a big desire today to cater to every single person with different eating restrictions, and people like this and not like this. And I think it's fine to have an a la carte list of some toppings, but I would focus on a few signature pies. And I think a place that's done that well is Motorino, for example, who's become known for their Brussels sprout and pancetta pie, which you don't normally see on pizza, Brussels sprouts, but that's like an example of a signature pie. So certainly I think that can go a long way, places focusing on that. I think using high quality ingredients has become sort of the standard, but when places slack on that, I think it's definitely noticeable to the customers. If the cheese you use isn't high quality, if it's not high quality ingredients, those are certainly things that people will take note of, especially in New York where things are very competitive.
Now, here's the same question that everybody's always asking me. Does eating pizza ever get old for you, Jason?
No. Eating pizza never gets old. I mean, if I went to the same pizza place every day, that might get old, but there's an infinite number of pizza places, in New York and certainly in the country and the world. So, I love trying new pizza places, new toppings, new styles of pie. So, no, it never, ever gets old.
So where can we find out more about you and your blog, Jason?
Sure. The blog is I Dream of Pizza. URL is simple, idreamofpizza.com. You could also follow I Dream of Pizza on Facebook, on Twitter. And I also mentioned before the NYC Pizza Run. You can find out information there at nycpizzarun.com.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for being on the show. Well, that's about all the time we have this week for Pizza 360. For more videos, visit us at pmq.com. Follow us on all of our social media, and subscribe to the magazine for free at pmq.com/subscribe. For Pizza 360, I'm Daniel Lee Perea.